Morning, everyone. It's 8:55 on Tuesday morning, and this is your pre-opening comment, video number 329. Again, I remind you, if you like the work, please subscribe. Okay, so we had a couple of statistics come out this morning. CPI, which was up 0.6%, versus 0.5% expected, and core CPI up 0.2, which is exactly in line with what was expected. NFIB Small Business Optimism Index 100.6, which was up from 94.4 in May. I'm thinking to put that one on my calendar because while things might have looked good in June versus May, I'm not so sure that they look quite as good now. Asia was down. Chinese trade surplus was 46.1 billion, down from an expected 58.6 billion. And Japanese industrial production down 8.9%. In Europe, industrial production 12.4, well below the estimate of 15. And also UK May construction down 8.2% versus 1.4% expected. And the British put out an estimate on GDP as down 12.4%, while their budget deficit was up 21%. We also had some earnings this morning, primarily financials. We had JP Morgan with a beat on both earnings and revenues. However, something that stuck in my mind was their loan loss reserve at $10.5 billion is up from last quarter's $1.2 billion. So we're talking about roughly 8 times the amount of loan loss that they had. The stock is currently trading around 99, up 1 3/4. But before the loan loss numbers, when just the earnings were out, the stock was as high as 102.5. Wells Fargo missed on both revenues and earnings, and it's down 4.3% right now, and they are absolutely going to reduce the dividend. Delta missed on earnings and beat on revenue. It's down 40 cents. I have no idea how low they had lowered the bar for them to be able to beat revenues. Fastenal, FAST, beat top and bottom, is up 1/4, and Travelers is down 2.5 at 112. They lowered their guidance going forward. I'm going to guess that's actually better than canceling guidance, but nonetheless, the stock is down. As you can see, the oil is down 78 cents on the follow through from yesterday, and gold is kind of interesting to me. We're still long the gold in a spread, and I'm very satisfied with that. Basically, all we did was come down, test this 1791, and that was for a very short term. At 4 o'clock this morning, it had not broken 1800. It dropped down to, as I said, 1791, and popped right back up. And right now it's showing down 6 after being down over 16. Same situation with the silver. The silver actually, at the close yesterday of the open outcry, I have to explain this a bit. Open outcry is where the traders are actually on the floor trading. And after that ends at around 1:30 in the gold, there's the electronic session. Yesterday, as you can see, the silver closed up at the high, 19,788, and it was up 73 cents. But by the time the electronic uh, session ended, it was all the way back down here at around 19 and a half. So this morning it was a little bit lower when the gold was lower, and right now it's showing down 27 cents, but in point of fact versus the real close, it's actually up. Let's see, we also have the dollar a little on the weak side. The Dow futures are showing, they were showing up 63. They're currently nowhere near that, up about 25. NASDAQ is actually down a little after yesterday's 226 point turn and almost a 500 point range, and the S&P is unchanged. Early movers, there's INBM, which has an Alzheimer's treatment. It's trading at 21.75, up 12 or 145%. IMV, yet another company with a possible COVID-19 vaccine. It's 7 up 4 for 133. EQ, which had no news yesterday and has no news today, having gone from 3 to 29, currently 18 down 8, or 31%. And the last one, WIMI, W-I-M-I. This one was kind of interesting. It's a Chinese company, which I never really like. And they have the actual name is WIMI Holograph. And this is a company that uses holograms and AI to do facial recognition. The stock was up massively yesterday, closed around 24.75 and has no news. And this morning is 19.25, down 5.5. The stock actually had gone from 3 to 27 in the last 2 days. All right, everyone, should be an interesting day. Be careful out there. A lot of these stocks are bouncing back for basically no reason, other than that they're a little oversold. No new news. We have more financial earnings coming over the next couple of days. Be careful out there, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll be back this afternoon.